Thank you very much, One-to-One, for the opportunity. I'm quickly going to tell you about a development project we have in southern Tanzania, a graphite project. If you come and visit me at the booth, I'll tell you why the market's got graphite wrong. Supply is going down and demand's going up. If you go and see SP Angel, they've just done an incredible study, research report on graphite, and they may also tell you why they've just done a site visit to our project in southern Tanzania. So we're development ready. Disclaimer. So in terms of graphite, we have the right location. We're in southern Tanzania. The geology is key to this project. The grade is king. We have the highest grade in our peer group of life of mine, over 16%. We don't believe that the resource size matters. We have 20-year mine life when we're producing 40,000 tonnes, which we can expand upon. The metallurgical work we've done is quite an enormous study in terms of 3 laboratories around the globe, testing our product and preserving. It's all to do with the flakes and preserving the flake size. Graphite is the poor cousin in the battery space, but we supply some of our graphite to battery, but most of it goes into, because it's large flake, into the expandable market. So we're development ready, subject to funding. We are not trying to recreate the universe in terms of supplying an enormous amount into the market. So we're small scale initially. So we have very low OPEX and low CAPEX. And this is a fast track to market. This is a first to market proposition, and we have a very experienced team. So that's our tenement and our mining license. 200 kilometres from the port of Mtwara. Very good port, very good road, very good infrastructure. Recently, we did some upgrade drilling to our resource, and you can see to the north there we've got trenches and drill holes, and we have from surface plus 20% TGC, which is going to give us, we're just doing the numbers at the moment, but it'll give us a large increase to our resource and hopefully to our reserve. So we have 20-year mine life. This will mean that we'll be mining for at least 5 years, 20+% from surface, and there's no one in our peer group with that grade. So there's the pit envelope. We have ore reserve, which, as I said, is 20 years. It's grading in the DFS at over 16%, but as I say, the first 5 years will be 20+%, and that'll add to the numbers and the profitability. So, as I said about the flakes, our deposit has 75% of our resource above 180 micron. And that's the table there shows you the base case. We get a very high basket price for our flake distribution, and obviously below 180 micron, we can sell that into the anode market for batteries. The Tanzanian government, as you will have all known, over the last year changed the Mining Act. It certainly slowed us down. Recently, we were awarded our mining license, so we're out telling the story, and we're basically ready to go in terms of development. So that was a major hurdle for us. We received our environmental approval certificate more than a year ago, and we waited for our mining license. We were the first in Tanzania to be awarded a mining license under the new legislation. If you don't know anything about graphite, that man there, a geologist, is standing in one of the trenches we've just dug, and it's from surface, very high grade. It grades over 20%, sometimes up to 30% from surface. You can see the cash margins based on our flake size distribution in the table. So our cost of production is $349 at the port. So we have about $1,100 of margin to play with per tonne. So outstanding characteristics within this deposit, as I say, life of mine grade over 16%, very low OPEX. At the gate, we produce a tonne for $290. To the port, we FOB, it's $350. So we're supplying into China at very competitive pricing to even what the Chinese can produce graphite at. And as I've said before, first 5 years, over 20% mined grade. Exceptional flake size distribution. That's a photo of what graphite looks like when you expand it. That goes into fire retardants and foils as opposed to the battery market. So very high revenue numbers from our flakes, and very large demand, which is only growing for the actual large flake graphite. The geometry of the pit, it's a quarry. So you're mining very high grade from surface. That photo in the top there is a trench with 20-30% graphite in bands, and you can see the bands in the small pit design there. So very profitable when you're mining from surface, very little stripping ratio, goes straight to the bottom line. So this project was all about reducing the risk. So project management risk has been reduced. We've have Jingpong in China do all the engineering work. That's 90% complete. The costing down to the last bolt. The EPC contracts are all completed. Our Tanzanian partners are ready to go in terms of contracting. We have a full-time project manager on site dealing with the contractors. We're ready to go on the relocation program. As I said before, we've done our additional resource drilling. And then the next stage is funding. We've in the process of raising money to develop this project and start the civil work. So we're talking to the Chinese, to our Chinese partners and others who are willing to fund the project. So in terms of this overall design and the project and obviously reducing the risk, then the investor risk is reduced because of the high grade, the low cost of production, the low capex. It only requires just under $30 million US to build a plant which will handle only 260,000 tonnes of ore through the mill to produce 40,000 tonnes of concentrate, but very profitable. The market risk is that we have very large high flakes and the demand for that product is only going up. And as I've said, the startup risk in terms of the engineering is very manageable. It's only a small plant which can be expanded, and all the front-end engineering work and design's been completed. In terms of our offtake partners, there's examples of our 3 offtake partners, which each of those want 100% of our production. So we are going back to them now, having received a mining license and ready to go. We're now renegotiating with those offtake partners. The DFS shows you that we have a robust NPV of 180 million. We have over 50% IRR. And that's with all costs and taxes included. So social community, we are very well engaged in Tanzania. In Namibia, we have quite an exciting exploration program. We have about 1,500 kilometres of outcropping pegmatites, so we're exploring for lithium, early days. And in Northern Ireland, we have an exploration program where we've had early signs of copper, cobalt and gold. And geologically, we've done assessments up there and now picked up an exciting exploration program in southern Scotland. Our capital structure, we just raised some more money. We've got about 7.5 million in the bank. Hong Kong Tian's our biggest shareholder, and we're capitalised at about 30 million. We've got a very small board and very good management and experience in Africa. Thank you very much.